From the cameras in Chint Street, North Adelaide, the pictures would be transmitted to the 505-foot tower on Mount Lofty. That's about 50 stories high. Its construction was an engineering feat in itself, and in the years to come, the tower would provide a challenge for adventurous souls, including Sir Edmund Hillary of Mount Everest fame. Yes, he climbed it, and so too did our very own Ian Fairweather, who scaled the heights of the transmission tower for a publicity shoot in 1962. The transmission tower became a powerful hilltop symbol for NWS9, and even though we're only 25 k's up from Victoria Square, this little compound became known as Siberia because the techs thought that they'd been abandoned to an isolated and very cold place. In the winter, it's cold all right. Long periods of inactivity weighed heavily on them, but they reckon eventually a succession of very skilled darts and poker players made their escape. Did you ever hear about the alleged part-time TV repair business?
Well, it wasn't alleged, it was a fact.
You knew about it?
Oh, yes, yes. Of course we knew about it. And it was not thought of badly either. We thought it was a good idea to keep their hands up and working at it and to keep themselves happy while they were doing it and make a quid or two. And they did.
And the techs played their part in bringing what was really a social revolution into the homes of ordinary South Australians. Victoria had been introduced to the magic of this new medium 3 years earlier, when the television cameras captured the drama and excitement of the 1956 Melbourne Olympics. In late 50s Adelaide, a certain mystique surrounded the box, as it would come to be known. And that became more apparent as crowds flocked to watch programs through the shop windows of stores like Ern Smith's.
Expectation was rife, you know, it was just like waiting for a Port Crows grand final. You know, it couldn't come quick enough.
This is the green room at Channel 9. Now, that's the place where the singers, the dancers, everybody involved in a big show like Adelaide Tonight waits before they go in. So this is where we waited in the 60s, the Wesley 3, you know, I was ready to go and do all that again. Come to think of it, it wasn't green then either. But it was exciting because through here, the cameras, the lights, the studio. And this is where Wally Lund, the musical director, had his piano back there. The orchestra, Channel 9 orchestra there. Audience, always there. And in here, this is the space where people like Ernie and Creasy and Lionel Williams created their own form of magic, a special brand of local television.
3 we're going for. This is going to be awfully close. Come on, roll on. Oh. An Air India flight to London for 2. What electorates does the independent member, Mr. Stott, represent? Ridley. You're right!
Variety proved to be a big winner on 9 and underlined the station's close connection with the local South Australian audience. We became very good at this form of very live, happening television. In its heyday, Adelaide Tonight went to air 4 nights a week.
Alouette!
Alouette.
This isn't very good.
Oh, one other thing.
It was an eclectic mix, but it wasn't without its teething problems. Adelaide Tonight opened on the 17th of October 1959. A very proud Rupert Murdoch was in the audience, keen to prove to everyone that his decision to branch out from his newspaper, The News, into the new television medium was justified. But in the lead-up to that big night, Channel 9 staged a rehearsal.
The acoustics were very, very bad, and the band couldn't hear the singer couldn't hear the band, and the combination of both of them was just a babble of noise.
With just 24 hours to fix the studio before opening night, something radical had to be done, and it was. The call went out to Sven Callan's disposal stores, and his entire stock of army disposal blankets was brought here at midnight and put into service.
The wives of most of the executives came in, and we hired some industrial sewing machines, and we cut the blankets up and hung them from the grid.
They worked perfectly up there in the lights, deadening the reverberation of sound throughout the studio, and variety television was up and away. One performer to make an early appearance was Kamal, then a 23-year-old university student with a wonderful voice.
Her lips are something rosy fair.
The acts varied enormously. 1 minute it was smooth sophistication.
The daintiest hands.
The next it was old vaudeville with the likes of Jerry Gibson.
A lot of you civilians do that, you know. Believe me, this is kick-up, and it's for golf. You see, that's a K.
It's not, it's a P. You can see it. It's written in there. It comes
That
up.
is a K. If I ever saw a K in my life, I know what a K means.
Here in the front there, look, there's a P. You can see the loop on the
It's
end.
a K. Don't be talking to me now.
And I have not got the gout.
You know what I'm going to do with you, smart aleck? I'm going to ring the doctor and ask him. How do you like that?
Look, if you won't take my word for it, why don't you ring the doctor and ask him?
Rosie,
Nine's earlier stars, like Lionel Williams and Kevin Crease, had drawn inspiration and ideas from the great Graham Kennedy, whose live read commercials in Melbourne became legendary. It was Kennedy who drove sponsors like the shoemaker Raoul Merton to distraction with catch cries, "If they're Merton, they're hurtin'."
He was apoplectic and he wanted it off instantly. The next day he rang up to say, I think I'll change my mind about that. I don't mind if they, you know, take the mickey out of me a little bit, because the phones rang hot and he had immediate sales day the day after that ad happened.
So the seed had been planted for our own spruikers, like Ernie Sigley, who would put his stamp on Adelaide Tonight. His partnership with Ian Fairweather became a must for viewers who would tune in at 9:30. Part of the job involved live read commercials, which some sponsors must have thought twice about when they saw what these blokes got up to.
You add plenty of crushed ice, sprinkle washed stem strawberries and cucumber rinds on top of the ice for decoration, and you serve it when it's chilled, which this one is. This is a fruit salad and sherry. Compliments of Orlando, the makers of Yellow Label. Don't put it back! Oh, don't put it back!
Which is all right, I'll take it back.
Favourite since 1922.
Yes, it was live and raw from start to finish. An all-singing, all-dancing affair where nothing stood still for too long, including Roger Cardwell's moustache.
Big value, land cordial, cause you'll hear of applause for the family of your... See that fame, my friend! A more of applause from the family of yours! Oh, terrific stuff!